Welcome back to another Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous video, and in the last video there was a lot. So first we had to go to the Hell Knights to convince the Hell Knights that we weren't just pure evil incarnates and that they should continue to be our allies. But it turns out that it was Regil who, I don't know, it was really confusing. Regil believes we can win the crusade, but he had to be some sort of like sacrificial goat. Anyway, he's no longer a power lictor, and the Hell Knights are on our side still, so that's great. And then, of course, we went to go and help the Unholy Brotherhood. Is that what their name is? I don't know. But basically, they have made a martyr out of Ember. And Ember is now Ember the Righteous. It's a whole heap of confusion. So, my next place is we're going back to Dresden. We're going to take a break in Dresden. Probably do some political stuff. Go talk to Anivia, and then make our way to Chili Creek. Can I get into Dresden? Can I be into Dresden? Dresden? Yeah. Ah, there you are, my treasure. Out of the blue, a ghostly image of the Hellsman materializes before you. I've been looking for all over for you. Well, are you ready to go on a new voyage? Yes, I'm ready. Marvelous. I'll be waiting for you at the murky grotto. Great, more things to do. My commander! Dorglinda's one eye is looking at you grimly. Next to her stands a shackled half-elf. This is Corporal Nickel Bartley. He was detained while stealing army property. During interrogation, he admitted to being one of the leaders of the Fellows of the Crusade. Based on his account, they identified and arrested the rest of the leaders of the Fellows. The law says this kind of offense in wartime warrants a noose. She shoots Nickel with a sullen look. But they are soldiers after all. We've fought together more than once. It's a rotten hanging your comrades, I say. We boot them all away to near Cyan in chains. Let them be tried like common thieves. Let them serve their time, and hopefully these sorry excuses for bandits will wise up a bit. I have no idea where that voice is going. It's going all over the place. What? Bandits? Bandits would have already hightailed it from Dresden. These guys, alright, we could use them for things. Don't split on your mates. Titania Von Shire, that's low. Let's tuck them away in some far-off garrison, and if anybody asks, we'll just say they legged it. Well, I think they're bandits, plain and simple, and the gallows is where they belong. I can tie nooses for every one of them myself, if you like. I talk to the prisoner. Corporal Bartley, tell me exactly what you did. I did what I did. Nickel looks at you defiantly. I won't lie. I'll tell you everything, and you can do what you will. Pardon me if you like it, and if you don't, well, go ahead and execute me. Here's how it went. In the last battle, some of our company ran into some enemies from an infectious plague, and when they got back to the barracks, half of them came down with something. They were hot as coals and raving, crying green slime instead of tears, and the smell, they were rotten alive. The healers helped everyone they could, and bless them, but there just weren't enough healing potions for everyone. So my guy's lying there, rotting away, and the quartermaster, that cur, he just shrugs. We're out, he says, looking at me all smug. Well, we roughed him up a little, checked his cabinet, and what do you know? He did have potions, a whole crate of them. We ran straight back to the infirmary, and we saved our friends. That was it. Shackled us and brought us to you for judgment. If you think I'm a criminal, then fine, sentence me. But I reckon the real criminals here are the quartermasters. They sit there, fat and happy, hoarding all the goods the kingdom gave them. Meanwhile, we're flopping about in the dirt and blood, and if we need anything, the answer's always the same. We're out. Corporal Bartley forgot to mention that he beat the quartermaster almost to death, and left him to bleed out. It's a miracle the poor man's still breathing, and that the healing potions were intended for command staff. Quartermaster had an order. He was to die sooner than let anyone steal items of strategic importance. The death of a trained officer is a much heavier blow than the death of a common soldier. Without capable officers, our losses would grow tenfold. He also failed to mention dozens of previous cases of theft, which can be so neatly excused by a touching concern for comrades, and a whole warehouse worth of stolen goods he stashed near the city walls. Dorgalinda shakes her head grimly, glowering at Nickel. No way around it, lads. You've been caught. We have to punish you. Otherwise, you can kiss goodbye to any sense of order. Corporal, do you have anything to say in your defense? Can't put it all on us. We're soldiers. We're told to survive to fight another day, and that's exactly what we're doing. It's our blood that pays for your victories, and if we're winning and Mendev still can't give us what we need, then they're the scumbags, not us. Back when you could grab something straight from the caravan without going through the quartermasters, we managed. But now you've got those stuffy near science following the carts around, and I bet they've never even seen a demon in their real lives. All they're good for is threatening our comrades with spears. You're the one who's forced us to resort to desperate measures. I would like to discuss our options with the council. Aye, of course, let's talk it through. Can't rush a decision like this. Wolfjip, what's your suggestion? Remember how you pulled me out from behind the bars in Canterbury's? You ever regretted it? Wolfjip folks. Actually, don't answer that. Anyway, what I mean to say, they may be thieves, but they're still here in the world God's damned wounds, fighting demons. You know, they could have been miles away from here for now, if they wanted. All right, so they messed up, but these are our guys, and we need them in this war. Save their skins now, and they'll be loyal to you forever. Hush this all up, keep it out of court, send them off to some remote fort somewhere. They won't forget your kindness. Just you wait. They'll fight for you until they die. Or we win. Lan, what's your advice? Are these the acts of crusaders? No, they're the acts of highwaymen. And at the end of the day, at the end of the highway, there's a tall tree with a sturdy branch waiting. The fact that they're crusaders doesn't excuse them. On the contrary, their crimes are corrupting our army from the inside. There can be no prison for them, only execution. And let it be known to all, if anyone pockets a single button from our spoils ever again, let alone commits a robbery, they'll share the same fate. And Dorgalinda, what's your solution to this? Hey, we're at war, Commander. And in war, there's only one sentence for this type of thing. Execution in front of the ranks. But warriors of the Crusade should get some sort of leniency for their past deeds. You can. I've looked into the records of every fellow, and I would say this, none of them have ever faltered in combat. None have ever abandoned their comrades. They've fought with daring and bravery. They've given it at all, and the other soldiers respect them. It feels awful to hang people like that. We'll send them to Dear Sam. Let the judge give them 5 or so years of hard labor. They say it clears your head right up. Yeah, they clearly forgot that in Mendev, only nobles and rich people are allowed to steal. Oh, pardon me, not steal, collect taxes and care about their wealthy selves. And if a simple lad grabs a loaf without permission, cause he's starving to death, his options are gallows and hard labor. Man, I love this country. We're protecting. Love this country, we're protecting. Well, everything is clear to me. So, what should we do? What we'll do, Wolfjip, we'll hush this up and send the offenders to the distant forts. I wish them luck in their escape. Great, you'll see it. It always pays to have... I'll try again. Great, you'll see. It always pays to have folks around who's grateful to you personally. Make them work for their rescue, and we'll tell the soldiers some tale about a daring escape and on a pack of trained bullets. I hope that does it for Othello's problem. You know, maybe our supply situation is finally sorted, and I won't have to assemble a logistics council in full again. We can only hope we can. Lady Kononomi doesn't look nearly as confident or bold as before. Commander, What a blessing it is to have you back. Mendev is in need of your help. There's been a revolt in near San. These disgruntled nobles are completely out of control. They proclaimed the royal council dissolved and arrested several of its members. Many politicians were accused of collaborating with demons. Some were executed, others torn apart by the crowd. The first treasurer has fled. There's fighting in the streets between mercenaries hired by the aristocrats and the guard, who is loyal to the royal council. Dresden has received letters from the insurgents, as well as from the loyal servants of the crown, requesting your support. But both the royal council and I have faith that you will elect to defend legitimate authority. This faith is not misplaced, is it? Lady Kononomi regards you with devotion you've never seen in her before. If the powerful have gone mad and are spilling blood in the streets, there is only one force that can stop them: the church. We'll appeal to the clerics to intervene in this conflict. Their voices will be heard. Why would we bother saving the royal council so it can keep pushing us around? I propose to publicly support the nobles. If a few esteemed elders were to depart from the council, it would be a terrible loss for the nation. Politicians have neglected their duty, and maybe the soldiers won't. There's got to be some honest generals left in Mendev. We'll ask them to bring their troops to the capital and put an end to the unrest. I know a thiefling, Zarsi. She's from the River Kingdoms. She was saying something about a young state over in the Stolen Lands that managed to cobble together a proper cohesive nation from a bunch of riffraff. Really slick considering how tricky it was to make them not hate each other's guts. Want to invite them to help us patch things up? So Near Cyan first demanded, but now is asking. The situation in the capital must be really grim. You're absolutely right, Commander. I admit the Royal Council hasn't shown you the proper respect, and amicably, I myself brought this to their attention on numerous occasions. Lady Kononomi's posture is in full repentance. But trust me when I say that none of them wished you ill. They all shared the unshakable belief that you were the savior of our nation. Why is there rioting in Near Cyan? Without Her Majesty's steady hand, the capital has fallen into decay. Some are settling old scores, others have discovered new opportunities. Mendev is accustomed to following a highly respected leader. The only one who can protect the throne from greedy hands is you, Commander. Lady Kononomi gives you a deep bow, exuding remorse and obedience. Yeah, the Queen technically gave me, took away my Knight Commander status. I'm technically still not Knight Commander. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, it doesn't matter that the goddess, came down and said, hey, you're gonna be Knight Commander, but you can't have your powers. We're kind of going against things, but, what's the situation in the capital? The Royal Council, Her Majesty, most trusted civil servants and public officials have long been in conflict with many powerful Mendevian aristocrats. The former had connections and influence. The latter had their family names, riches, and personal armies comprised of mercenaries, sworn knights, and commoners. For many years, their strife was latent and civilized. Corruption, bribery, intrigue, but the nobility spotted an opportune moment. They decided to overthrow the cliché of dignitaries that has usurped the royal power. That is what they call the council. A series of arrests ensued, but the royal council found its own supporters and retaliated. Currently, numerous aristocrats are assembling their forces in the capital. The Supreme Court building now serves as a base of operation for the new Royal Council formed by the leaders of nobility. The old Royal Council is holding Her Majesty's castle, the Treasury and the Guard headquarters. Every so often, skirmishes break out in the streets. Many civil servants have left their workplace, and the townspeople are fleeing the city. The capital is paralyzed. I would like to hear the council's opinions. Of course, but I implore you, do not delay. Every minute counts. So, what could the church do in a situation like this? Become a living war between the opposing sides. Call for mercy, and if necessary, warn them about heaven's wrath. People sometimes forget their conscience, and that's where clerics are born, in the end. they will remind the people that we're in the middle of a holy war. Oh, and who do you think called the shots in the Royal Council before? My good Sir Cleric, its leaders, the Paladin and the Inquisitor. In other words, the pious people, just like the ones you want to ask for help. Dearie, why should we support the nobility? They will form a new royal council. It's certainly possible that they'll end up being exactly the same, hypocrites, boors, and schemers. But firstly, it will be a new, refreshing set of hypocrites, boors, and schemers. And secondly, they will remember who it was who helped them rise to power and won't demand at every turn that they kiss their banner. So we're just going to support the insurgents and bring even more havoc to Mendip? I get a feeling that the next parade in our honor should be held by demons. We're doing all the work for them. You are mistaken if you think that these nobles will be better than the Royal Council. They the least knew the boundaries that have been set by the Queen, but a band of nobles who seized supreme power will believe that they are entitled to anything. Lamb, can we count on the military leaders to help us? Now, a bureaucrat's oath is a little different from a soldier's oath. If the politicians have betrayed Mendev, it's the last hope is the army. Let the troops march into Nearsiam, bring order back to the streets. That will cool everyone's head. That is a dangerous solution. The military doesn't like to surrender what they have captured, such as the mindset of a soldier. We run the risk of establishing a military dictatorship in Mendev. Lady Kononomi snarls with discontent. Give power to the belligerents. They'll order the nation around like a company of recruits on a parade deck. Years of careful diplomatic work will go to waste. No, soldiers are inflexible. They cannot handle such delicate matters. Wolfjiff, what about the river kingdoms? Xarxes, a friend of mine, was telling me about this kingdom in the Stolen Lands, how it was made. For centuries, all kinds of rabble and outcasts were gathered there, and then this new leader appeared, and the whole mishmash became a solid nation. So it got me thinking, if they're so damn good at making different sorts see eye to eye, maybe we could put them to use here. They might butter up some folk and give others a scare, but whatever, it'll chill the hotheads, eh? Anyone who calls on foreigners to solve their country's problems is just making for an intervention. They have no right to show Mendev's weakness to other nations. Lady Kononomi, do you really expect me to support the Royal Council? Commander, neither they nor I were ever your enemies. We were doing our duty, although we may have been unwise and presumptuous on occasion. But I assure you, all mistakes have been addressed. By being generous, you will only demonstrate just how wrong the capital was about to and teach them a lesson. Wow, this is some small-time thief chatting up the judge stuff. Your Honor, I've seen the error of my ways. I was wrong, but I've learned my lesson. Please, be generous. Cut the crap. We've been around. We know what promises are worth. Well, I've heard everything I need. Wow. Find a holy relic? Robe of Angelic Prudence. This robe grants its wearer a +4 enchantment bonus to Charisma, Wisdom. It also allows the wearer to cast Angelic Aspect Greater at will. Wait, that's just for the cleric though? Oh, as a 20th. Okay. From the heirloom, Cloak of Astounding Prowess. Whenever the wearer of this cloak of resistance +5 lands a killing blow, all enemies in a 15-foot radius must. But I think we have something like that. Powerful armor. Overload's chainmail. +5 Mithril chainmail grants the wearer +5 insight bonus and persuasion skill checks made to intimidate. A masterpiece from an artisan from a distant lands. Elixir of inconceivable transmutation of body, soul, and also mind. A valuable relic from the treasury. Goggles of quick grasp. These goggles grant the wearers a +15 confidence bonus on persuasion skill checks, as well as all lore and knowledge. Ooh. All generals gain a +7 bonus to power. Adds. Ooh. So I reckon if we help Niasan, okay, the queen will be a little bit more happier. But remember, I told her I wouldn't forget her betrayal. I wouldn't forget that she sent me into the abyss. Now, don't get me wrong, I get why she sent me into the abyss, but she took away Dresden. She left Dresden to fall. She did not wait for me. I don't think. I mean, to be honest, I think the best thing here would be the holy, to send the church into me. I also wouldn't be opposed to being, like Land's decision. No. Sending the military in isn't gonna work. Wolfjiff does make, again, you can send an outsider in, but the outsider can't make the people work together, no matter how convincing their honey is. We could support them. I mean, that's a nice item. But I could declare and get all that. Okay. Still what? Lady Kononomi, I will support the Royal Council. I knew you would choose sensibly. I promise that Her Majesty's servants will not forget your loyalty. Order in the capital will be restored, and you will always be able to count on our extremely grateful friends. I apologize once more for all the misunderstandings we've had in the past, Commander. I thank you, and I won't take any more of your time. As soon as the situation near Sian changes, I will immediately convene a diplomatic council to give you a full report. I'm doing this because of the Queen, okay? I'm just putting out there, we're supporting the Queen, even though, well, basically what it is, I kind of want to give her the big middle finger and say, do you know what, screw you, lady, you gave up on me, but I didn't give up on you. My friends, I should like to request your help. Camillia's face remains calm, but her voice trembles with excitement. Remember how much fun we had in Alishanara? We went to the brothel together and had an excellent time there. You did enjoy that little adventure of ours, didn't you? Camillia licks her parched lips. I wish to invite you to go on another adventure with me. You won't be opposed to escorting me to Kenabreus, to my father's old mansion, the place where I spent my childhood. She lowers her voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I am certain that this is the place where I shall finally be able to make contact with Miara. Why Kenabreus specifically? Because it is what I want. Understand? My desire alone must be enough for you. Camillia stops, and a shadow of fear crosses her face, but she immediately hides it behind a modest smile. It seemed I lost control over myself. I apologize. Over the past few days, I have expended great effort trying to summon Miara and make her talk. The exertion, it has taken its toll on me. The Gwyn Mansion in Kenabreus, where I grew up, is a special place. It wasn't extraordinary before, but it has become so for me. It is there I learned to communicate with spirits and embarked on a path of the shaman. It is where I took Miara prisoner and bound her to my amulet. I am positive that it is where I shall finally manage to muster all my strength and break the wall Miara has built against me. What are we going to do there? Camillia shrugs graciously. We shall try to find a comfortable place for meditation, and I shall summon Miara's spirit. I don't know yet how exactly this can be done, but I believe I shall be able to figure it out once we are there. All right, we'll go to Kenabreus as soon as I have spare time. Camelia's black eyes shimmers like two flakes of moonlit night. I thank you, my friend. I shall await your earliest convenience. Oh, that's going to be a mistake. Okay, we're here. We're finally here. Right. So, financing the Crusades costly. Process diplomat council. Yes, we can. Okay. Preachers have spurred many to join the Crusaders. Awesome. Okay. Epidemic secrets. A strange disease is afflicting the soldiers. Mouths grow on victim skin and whispers various secrets related to the events happening in the army. The healers claim that with each secret, the health of the victim deteriorates. Wait, what? All generals gain +1 to level. Infirmary size increases. Yeah, we'll definitely, yeah. But what? Heal everyone. Oh, I didn't read. Oh, hold on. The best healers did everything to cure the poor people. Their efforts paid off. The epidemic was stopped, and now the Crusaders better prepared for a sudden outbreak of disease. Dead Men's Club. Soldiers who lost their comrades along with their will to live, have founded the so-called Dead Men's Club. They leave Dresden to die in the battle as heroes and deal as much damage to the enemy as they can in the process. Unfortunately, these actions ruin their officers' plans and undermine discipline within the ranks. Oh, we'll let Ember do the talking. Removes 5% of recruiting units. Crusade morale increases. 25%. Okay, we'll do that. Let Ember talk. Ember talked to the soldiers and convinced them that death was inevitable and could often be pointless and sudden. But these warriors were given a chance to die for a reason. The soldiers were inspired by her words and decided not to expedite their deaths. As for those who those who persisted in their desire to fall with honor, she did not try to stop them. So we still lost, but we didn't get them. Okay, that's fine. They who do not seek secret or success lies in office that cause focus on the ability to learn past. Okay. I know there's one that I don't want to do just yet. So that one. Fate of the... Yeah, I just don't know what to do. I'm just kind of pressing buttons here, okay? Okay, I think we are good to go. Have a little rest. Have a snooze. You made me look gorgeous. Somebody in Dresden said some paladin of Shalem wanted to meet me. He'll be disappointed if he ever does. I do not think he would be disappointed. Not at all. Oh, right. He painted the picture. Okay. I was like, wait, what? What? Oh. What's going on? Okay, this is Winter Sun. Okay. Gersmira looks the same as before, but far more weary. So, it is true. The commander has returned from the dead. We've all heard all manners of rumors, but we did not know what to believe. So I came here myself to be sure it's true, and not yet another trick of the demons. What's the news from Winter Sun? I thought time would heal this son, but it hasn't been easy. The people gradually returned to their lives, but the mere sight of their homeland brought back memories of the atrocities. This is why, when the demons returned, we didn't fight the way we should have. So we forced Jerebeth to destroy the malicious magic, and she had used to confuse the minds and souls of people, so they all remembered what they did. What will you do now? We will leave in search of a better life. The place we called home all these centuries no longer accepts us. There are too many ghosts here, too many memories. Kashmira sighed. I do not know where we'll go, but I will pray to the spirits that the new place will accept us. Well, farewell, Kashmira. Farewell, Commander, and may the spirits watch over you. I hope our paths will cross again someday. I'm just tying things up now. Commander, glad to see you are back at the head of the military council. A decision is required of you more urgently than ever. Here's the situation. We don't have an army in the strictest sense, and the enemy is putting up much more of a fight than previously. Judging by reports, the demons are relying less and less on armies of their mortal servants and the power of simple blades, and more on magic and dark sorceries. We must respond to this in kind by bolstering our forces with expert spellcasters. I'm prepared to send an order to Kennebrace at once, requesting the necessary reinforcements. I propose we support our army with a bardic magic. Bards learn all kinds of spells in their travels, and their songs can inspire our warriors and give them strength to fight. These demons know their vile magics, but I know something stronger than that. The power of the gods. We need some war priests in our army. Their spells will chase away the darkness and heal the wounded. We would do well to invite monks into our army. They've been hardened by a lifetime of training in demonic corruption. If you're in need of mages versed in the art of killing, you should contact the Daggermark Poisonings Guild. Their alchemists are second to none when it comes to making deadly poisons, or utilizing them for battle. In sorcery, a foul business. Let the Uglins cast their evil spells. That's no reason for us to welcome sorcerers with open arms. We'd be better off calling them pun druids. They know how to fight against fey illusions, Uglin magic, and all other vile things. We've been able to manage with what magic we've had just fine so far. The enemy never stands still. The more serious a threat we become for them, the more substantial will be the forces they throw at us. Gone are the days when the Abyss would casually send hosts of mindless cultists and lower demons. We're now up against more cunning and skilled opponents who can incinerate a dozen soldiers with a simple spell. We must respond to this with magic of our own, or we will lose. Are you sure Kennebrace is going to send us troops? Without a doubt, Kennebrace is much safer than we are at the moment, and I'm convinced that the Warden can provide some forces to support us. All of Mendev knows right now Dresden is the dam holding back the river of demonic corruption. What would otherwise be flooding the south, the kingdom is in the process of mobilization, and Queen Galfrey's Marshal has encouraged many who previously shirked military service to join the ranks of the army. Why didn't you leave with Galfrey, Captain Odan? Captain Odan grows pale, but his voice sounds cold and steady. I did put in a request for transfer to the front lines. Unfortunately, it was refused. Command determined that due to the psychological trauma I suffered during my years of service on the border, I am no longer fit for the battlefield command. He lowered his head. As much as it stings to admit it, they may be right. It's been a long time since I smelled burning flesh and heard the screams of battle. And I can't guarantee that when I do, I'll be able to maintain my composure. That I won't fail the soldiers who will be depending on me. However, I can still serve them by staying where I am. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. Everyone looks at you expectantly. Scylla, are the war priests battle-ready? Of course! There are plenty of brave and honest people among them, and serving the gods of light makes it their duty to resist evil. Many war priests made a conscious choice to forego a life of peace because their ideals wouldn't let them stand idly by. They've studied the military craft, and their blessings and healing spells have saved many of the soldiers' lives. I hate the idea of risking the lives of the god's servants. If they perished, their celestial patrons may resent it and turn their back on us. Regid, can monks really withstand demonic magic? Monks are paragons of restraint and iron discipline. They are comparable to the Hell Knights in that regard. Among other things, they'll bring the value of order to our troops. Let the soldiers see how all demonic machinations and temptations break upon the monk's iron will. Then they themselves will become calm and resolute. Greyboard, tell me about the Poisoners Guild. They're a creepy bunch. Imagine, if you will, an alchemist and an accomplished scientist who can take your breakfast and make a bomb or a poison that can kill a bat scalp of it. Now imagine that this same alchemist doesn't mind personally shoving this poison into the basilisk's mouth. That's a pretty good description of your average member of the Dagamon Poisoners Guild. It's true their blades coated with magical poisons are not as dramatic as pulling down lightning from the skies, but they are just as effective and far less conspicuous. You underestimate the power of dark magic, Rabel. A poisoned dagger can't send every scoundrel in the world to Thasara. I can't speak to it. Barasma. Elbrick, how would the druids help us? I already told you about the Verandaran Forest, didn't I? It's a brutal little spot. The folk there have to fight for their right to live every single day, and they have to tear it from the claws of the evil Fae. Walking plants, huge spiders, all kinds of oglins. The druids there really know their stuff when it comes to fighting otherworldly beasts, and they're foul magic. You couldn't find better people to have on your side. I'm sorry, but experience fighting Fae isn't going to be much use against demons. Don't take this the wrong way, Elbrick, but Sarkoris had more druids than anywhere else, and they still didn't manage to save it. And Captain Odin, how can bards help us on the battlefield? It's become a fine tradition among Mandavian warriors to go into battle accompanied by songs of the daring bards who glorify heroic deeds and strengthen the hand that smites the demons. Their ballads will inspire our soldiers, and their spells can prove useful in the most unexpected situations. Bards. Their tongues are too long. Everything is clear to me now. I think we're gonna have some more priests. Sila, have the war priests join our ranks. Excellent! Our fighters will need their spells, but their words of solace and support will be just as important too. To reach a soldier's heart, you need to eat from the same pot and wear the same boots. I will send a letter to Kennebrace immediately, requesting a group of spellcasters to be sent to our aid. I'm certain they will arrive soon. Are we done? Okay, we're done. So where to? I would like to go to Chili Creek next. That is where I'd like to go. Bye, Ember. Okay. Can't recruit until a day hasn't passed. Off to Chili Creek then. That's a long way. But we're going. Is there a time limit on this one? God, I hope not. Why is land fatigued? Oh, we're all fatigued. I should have.
You're a master at drinking and having a good time. Have you ever thought of putting all that to good use? By throwing a charity banquet or something?
My mother used to do such things, but I don't have time for such deathly dullness. Next, you'll be suggesting I traipse around the homes of deserving poor, basket in arm.
I can't imagine Darian doing that, in all honesty. Hold on. Can we? I don't think we can. Let's go Verilus Ford Outpost. No. Just gonna have to continue. Why are we so slow? I can't do anything. Alright, we leveled up. Mass teleport moves the target armor to a point on the global map that is unoccupied by enemies. Then can I? I can! Oh, cool! Okay. Information self. Oh, we got. No, we didn't get enough gold. Like, I'm not sure. I'm sure. Look, priest. Okay. Oh, the Wait, I'm confused. I'm actually confused. I was like, oh, the paladin's changed. Oh, wait, no, we just got war priest. Nothing's changed. Target receive a couple of targets don't hold energy for up to. Okay. All units in target army makes. So, oh, it's a target army, so it'd be that one. Oh, okay. Right, anyway, I want to. Oh, different boy. having the paladin, the war. War of courage. I see. Is that what it is? Okay, got it. Zombie. What's in your head? Summon element. Alright, elemental blood. Hey, the zombies are taking forever. Okay, let's do this. What about it? Taking forever. Okay. The Crusaders are not the only ones fighting against the World Wound. After searching the encampment, the soldiers concluded that it was set up by a group of mammoth lords that consisted of the representatives of different clans. They wandered too deep into the demons' territory, got ambushed, and made a defensive stand. The demonic plague claimed them one by one. Okay, oh, we're all happy. So back to... we're all happy. Right, on our way to Chili Creek. Gosh, is there no quicker way to get to Chili Creek?
You did what? Invited her to spar with you? Lan, getting punched in the face. That's not a date.
Keep it down. What was I supposed to do? Say, let's go for a romantic stroll around the wound. The moon's only slightly red tonight, and the creatures whose calls sound like crying babies are quieter than usual.
But it was a great date. We got to smack each other about. Why are we so slow? We will get to Chili Creek eventually.
So, the point of their jokes is that I'm half lizard, half man. Like I have two natures. That's why all the jokes play on words involving the number 2. Two-faced, two's company, in two minds. Get it?
Get it.
Ah, I think I understand. This is what mortals call a double entendre, yes?
No, that's what mortals call being it. We'll eventually get there. We're nearly there. The hell? The army that was marching from Kennebrace to help. Hey, come back. Evade. I was reading that. I'm confused. Oh, okay. Oh, this was the army coming from Kennebrace. These are level 4. Okay. It's doable, but There is no other kind of way forward. They're gonna have to fight. We might lose some of them. We might. Oh, wait! Wait. Adds units to the target army. The unit type is chosen randomly, so... If I have to... Okay. I might help. Might not have helped. We don't have many of these. No! We might have to bring the army to them. Will I have recovered in 18 days? Okay, I didn't. Yes, I am now just hitting them all with all the things. We'll try again. Now that I've hit them with everything I can. Oh, wait. Hell, that made everything better. No, pursue. Why is there so many more this time? Why is there so much? Someone please explain to me. I'm a little confused as to why there's like loads of them now. When before there was only like 4, 10, and 10. Special powers on them, but why did it like give me loads of I'm so okay, more? Okay. I can hope, can't I? See? I can hope. Oh, I hate drops. I actually hate both of these bad guys. Oh my gosh. Achoo. Okay. We've got high morale, so we're like, we're winning this. Okay. Right. Can we get this team? Get them a... No, not right now. Oof. reached there yet. Well, maybe I can. Hold on. Get out. I know I should have let them flee, but. Practice. That's what it is. It's practice. Since it's been a while. Okay. Right. We will get to Chili Creek. Didn't we already rest? I thought we just rested. I feel like we already rested. Come on, who wants to go first? Rate our ticket on a scale of 1 to 10. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I believe Amude is the more beautiful of the two. There's something about her sublime haughtiness that I like. Wow. Right. We finally got the Chili Creek. Finally.